Okay, here's my sound preferences. I like a variety of different tunings, but really what gets my juices flowing, starting from the lower octaves, is in the bass. I like my bass punchy, tight, fast with a kick. I like a little bit of energy down there, maybe a little bit of warmth, but not too much into the getting into bass bleeding. It's got to have enough weight to make male vocals, make piano, cello, percussions, have the right tonality. When it comes to my mids, I do like my mids and mid clarity, but I don't like too forward a mid, so that's the upper mids I'm talking about. So keep the pinna gain down a little bit and not make it too forward a presentation. And when it comes to the highs, I do like my sparkly highs. At my age, I'm probably losing a little bit of the high frequencies. But not too much where it's sibilant and in your face. So that's what I like.
Found myself in a cardboard box, feeling sitting deep down. I found us back, now I can't escape. Oh, you're not one you get rid of. I linger as the ground shakes. Paper cuts on what could have been. Every morning made us better. Oh, if only you'd known it when you had me. You had to call me a bad name. You called me with a sad face. Promised shelter, but walls were thin. Then carried me without caution. Want something else, but I end up here. You give me no other option. I linger as the ground shakes. Paper cuts on what could have been. Every morning made us better. Oh, if only you'd known it when you had me. You had to call me a bad name.
Here I go again talking about another IM, and this one, it was a pleasure to do this review. This one is completely off the top of my noggin. No notes whatsoever because, another 2-hour listening session this morning to really just ramp myself up. This is the new NFACOUS, formerly NFACoustics, rebranded, called the NA20. Now, this one, there was another one that came out, 6 months ago called the NM20. And if you've watched that review or not, here's a pulpograph now of the NM20 and the NA20. Now, the NA20, the new one that I'm going to be reviewing here today, is in their music series. And what they changed is they toned down the upper mids and treble, and they boosted up the bass. A huge step in the correct direction for my personal taste. And if I remember correctly, what I said about the NM20 is that while it did have that much upper information, it never really got in my face. It was a bit of a freak. Now, out comes the NA20, and they're saying this one is more musical. 100% going to agree with that. To talk about this a little bit more, what you get in the box. Again, one thing I got to say about NFACOUS is their packaging and presentation have always been better than average, stand out. Love their way they do things. In this sleeve, you pull it out. Again, kind of a nice looking. It's a nice looking presentation. You open it up and there's this like clamshell here. The IMs come here in this foam puck. Underneath, you get a set of, oh, come on, baby. Their tips. And they do extra small, which is, again, a very nice touch. Small, medium, and large. Really do think that's great. Information booklet, and underneath that came the little, it's a smaller case. It's a pocketable case. Quite nice. And the cable itself, where I just misplaced it somewhere. There it is. Kind of a copper, very nice little 3.5 only, a shirt killer tie, nice splitter. It's a decent little cable with QDC, with some QDC style connectors on the end. Nice, not so tangly, very light, functional. That's what I'm going to say to that. It's nothing bad other than it's a little bit thin. What I have on mine is a TRN modular red chain cable. It was a great pairing, and it's not expensive, and it's one of my favorite little cables. Again, using QDC ends as well, but they're nicer on the ends as well. So the IMs themselves come in a medium-sized shell. They have brass nozzles, kind of goldy nozzles that are kind of, probably painted. And then the top CNC machining ring, and the rest of it is a polycarbonate shell. Very, very light, very nice. Now, one thing I'm going to say about NFACOUS is that their drivers, they make their own drivers, and they've always been really high quality. And they're a bit surprising in their tonality wise, in the fact that they sometimes don't sound like they would graph. There's either more bass or less upper, again, upper treble and upper mids that you would expect. So it's a very nice, smooth sounding driver. Very musical, very detailed, and that is no exception for this one. They stand out, a little over $100 right now, and I think when you do the pre-order thing, you get a couple things. You get this kind of wicked sticker pack. I like it a lot. I think that's fun, and it's fun. It's not the kazoo, but it's fun. On to sound, really. Okay. Here's a graph of the NA20 stock. Now, for me, and if you are like me and you're 5K treble sensitive, well, it might be pushing your boundaries. But there is no doubt that it is really engaging and musical. This is a fantastic V-shape sounding IM. If we look at this graph, it's got some bass, sub bass all the way down to an absolutely beautiful glide into the lower mids, where it really comes to a point at the bottom, and then it starts to go back up again. There is a little bump around 2.5. There's that bigger bump at 5K. And then there's more information beyond it. The 8K and the 12K peaks are just kind of a combination of driver resonances and the coupler resonances. So it may add some treble details and air in there, but they're not really peaky. There's that 6 to 7K sibilance dip that's in there that is fantastic for those of you who are sibilance sensitive. There you go. If you have sensitive sibilances, then you'll be okay. That being said, because there is still a bunch of information up top in the upper mids and treble, it's a beautiful tuning in the fact that there is a lot of energy down below to counterbalance. And this is the thing about the NA20 is it's really very balanced. Yes, it's a V-shaped sound signature, not a boring linear monitor like I am in the least, but it is very musical and very detailed and very accurate sounding tonality wise when it comes to instruments and vocals especially. In my journey with this IM, and I'm also doing some tests, some burn-in tests with some amp cards from the iBasso. So what I've been doing is while I'm not listening to it, I've been burning this set in on those different tube amp cards that I've been using on the iBasso DX340. And so I've been playing around too with this. I think any quality IM that has some good potential and a fantastic driver like the NA20 does, I think it's worth putting in the extra time. And that's what I've certainly done on this one. So when I first got it out of the box, again, I'm a little at 5K sensitive, so I have a lot of these little tuning filters. They're cheap. They're AliExpress. I get 20 for $5 Canadian, so pretty inexpensive. I have a bunch of them, so I was playing around. So first one I put on was a 500 level, then a 400 level, and listening to it. And as this thing kind of got some playtime on it, I honestly do think it mellowed out quite a bit. Especially in the top end, where if I show you what that 400 level filter is, it's almost a bit dark up top now, quite a little bit recessed. Still great treble in details, but it was a little too dark on tubes. And so then I started putting it on solid state and more analytical sources, and I was liking it more and more. But I thought it was just still too... It was missing the special sauce that the stock tuning did. And I wanted to keep going. And so I was playing around with it at a 300 level mesh filter on the nozzle. It was the Schiff's Kiss. Absolutely. Look at this curve. I mean, boom, right? I mean, absolutely stunning. Now there's not that recessed bump or an elevation in the mids and the upper mids. So very linear, very smooth. There's still that 5K energy that peaks up there, but it is no way offensive. Really, really like what it does to the sound of this. And again, where the 400 level filter boosted a bit of the bass, and it really kind of scooped out of the lower, scooped out a little bit more of the lower upper mids. The 300 level filter just kind of was that, mama bear porridge recipe. Absolutely perfect mix. Now, the nice thing about this, in my opinion, in this IM, is a lot of people are going to love it stock. Absolutely killer. Or if you're not afraid to EQ, by all means, take the 300 level filter from SquigLink and make your own EQ off of that, I think you'll really enjoy it as well. For those of you who are a little bit more sensitive to upper mids and that 5K region, it is a wonderful tuning. So don't be afraid to, this is a quality driver, so you can EQ it and it takes an EQ very well. Or you simply, which I'm going to do, is slap that 300 level nozzle filter on it, keep it there, and enjoy the smithereens out of this IM. I was telling the group this morning, it's probably my favorite single dynamic driver at any price point. That's a crazy thing to say. It just has that tuning for $100 that will appeal to a lot of people's happy zone. Musicality, clarity, dynamics. We're talking $100 IM here. Great shell, great presentation. Crappy cable, in my opinion, but that's its only real knock against this thing. I really, really enjoy it, if you haven't picked that up yet. And that's all I've got to say about this one, because anymore I sound like an infomercial, but that's the way I heard it. Again, I kind of really enjoy it. I think NFACOUS is one of these companies that are actually listening to feedback and people, and I'm sure they're going to watch this too. The next one that comes out, NFACOUS, you have my curves. Take a look at the 300 level mesh filter. Make one off of that. I'd love to see an IM in your smaller metal shells like the RA15 with this tuning. Oh boy, and this driver in that metal shell. That would be something else. Be fantastic. Love it. And I think one of the things that NFACOUS does differently is they spend a whole bunch of time on the venting inside of this IM to equalize the pressure between the front of the chamber and the back of the chamber internally inside of this driver. That's what's doing the special sauce and the magic, and why it doesn't sound as in your face as it would appear on paper. I encourage you to take a listen to it. It's not one that's going to break the bank if I'm wrong, which I don't think I am. So thank you for watching. This is the Tone Deaf Monk. More coming at you soon. Take care.